So there was an example of a student who actually got through the first question. She understood what or knew what the objective was and what was going on. So in this case, disregard that, we would mark yes on that particular part of the form. We would move down, and based on what her answers were, they were really more of a knowledge and comprehension answers or responses to the question of what are you learning about while doing this. It was more recalling information, so consequently I would mark low on the thinking level there. That doesn't mean it's bad. That just means we need to be aware of where we are in that particular time of the lesson. You know, in this case, down here, where are the students in the lesson? We would take a look at what they were doing during that particular time. Were they listening, you know, basically as a whole class? Were they reading, doing a worksheet? And this particular time when we walked in the classroom, they were having a discussion, and then whatever else they were doing at that time we would mark. Guided practice, closure, independent practice, none of those were going on at this particular time, so we wouldn't mark it, nor were they doing any form of assessment. We would then jump up here to the engaged qualities. We would think about personal response, emotional, intellectual safety, etc. of the students' responses to the questions that I asked. Can we pull out of that a personal connection to it? If we do or can, we would mark personal response. If there's an emotional, intellectual safety to it, we would mark that. So I would mark on this personal response for one, based on her taking the topic and applying it to, you know, down the road a little bit. You want to be a scientist, you want to kind of, if I want to be this, then this is something I need to really understand and know. So she makes it real applicable to her. And the teacher can really help her, and all students do that, by basically running through these series of questions to them every single time they present a lesson. Use the terminology so that when we do come through and talk about these things, it's at the forefront of their mind of why it applies to them.